story of how today, 90 years ago, the most famous gangster couple Bonnie and Clyde died after being crazy, tricked by the police. It's May 23 of 1934, in middle of the Great Depression of the United States of America, when Bonnie and Clyde, the most famous gangster couple, started their last trip with their stolen 1934 Ford V8. They had been on the run for years, constantly evading law enforcement and living life on the edge, but their luck was about to run out. On May 23rd, then, a Texas lawman got the idea. He knew that Bonnie and Clyde's car was faster than the police cars of that time, and determined to end their crime spree by planning a surprising ambush. They knew the road Bonnie and Clyde would travel on and set up their trap. One of them pretended to have car troubles by the side of the road, and as soon as Bonnie and Clyde passed and slowed down to help him, a group of lawmen sprang from hiding places and bushes and opened the fire on them. Bonnie and Clyde were both hit a total of 43 times. They died, and so their gangster story ended because of camping policemen.
Good driver, boy?
Yeah, reckon I am.
No, he's better off here.
What's your name, boy?
C.W. Moss.
Well, I'm Miss Bonnie Parker.
This 1934 Ford was brand new when it was stolen from a garage in Kansas. Less than a month afterwards, it was turned into Swiss cheese along with its 2 inhabitants in Louisiana on May 23, 1934. So how did it end up in a Nevada casino just east of the California border? After Clyde Barrow and Bonnie Parker met their grim fate on a forested highway of northwest Louisiana, the car was towed to a funeral parlor, carrying their remains like an impromptu short-term coffin. Bonnie and Clyde had captivated the news-reading public with their years-long crime spree that left a string of widows, fatherless children, and heartbroken loved ones as they robbed stores, gas stations, and banks in Great Depression-era America. The car had been reclaimed by the owners from whom it had been stolen, but now with the added value of extensive ventilation, a new crusty red interior, and a story worth telling. Its subsequent history is less clear. It was apparently sold to exhibitors and featured at carnivals and fairs, but there have been numerous fakes. In 1973, this car, widely agreed to be the real deal, wound up in Nevada when it was bought by a 22-year-old casino owner for $175,000, equal to about 15 dumpsters on wheels in today's dollars. It's moved around between a few casinos since then, as an attraction to draw curious onlookers.
Bonnie and Clyde were notorious American criminals who gained infamy during the Great Depression era. Their real names were Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow. They formed a criminal gang and went on a violent crime spree across several states in the early 1930s.
Bonnie Elizabeth Parker and Clyde Chestnut Barrow, the two most preferred robbing small shops as they were easy targets, but by the end of their crime run, they had also robbed 15 banks, killed 13 people, 9 of which being police officers. Clyde was one of 15 kids who grew up poor, which led him to stealing. They ended up...
These are the original Bonnie and Clyde death hats. Yes, these are the hats that Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow were wearing when they were shot down by police in Louisiana in 1934. You can see the bullet holes in this hat and in the back of this hat.
The inevitable end. Retribution. Here is Clyde Barrow and Bonnie Parker, who died as they lived, by the gun.
You're good.
I ain't good, I'm the best.
And modest.
The inevitable end. Retribution. Here is Clyde Barrow and Bonnie Parker, who died as they lived, by the gun.
You're good.
I ain't good, I'm the best.
And modest.
So how did it end up in a Nevada casino just east of the California border? After Clyde Barrow and Bonnie Parker met their grim fate on a forested highway of northwest Louisiana, the car was towed to a funeral parlor, carrying their remains like an impromptu short-term coffin. Bonnie and Clyde had captivated the news-reading public with their years-long crime spree that left a string of widows, fatherless children, and heartbroken loved ones as they robbed stores, gas stations, and banks in Great Depression-era America. The car had been reclaimed by the owners from whom it had been stolen, but now with the added value of extensive ventilation, a new crusty red interior, and a story worth...
In the roaring 20s, amidst Russia's snowy expanse, a saga unfolded. The clinking metal echoed through the tundra as Mikhail Petrov birthed sentient automatons. These Russian AI robots, products of clockwork precision and enigmatic electrical currents, bore names like Zira, the Iron Whisperer, and Vesper, the Electric Guardian. Their existence faced turbulence when American dad soldiers crossed the Atlantic, set to protect the realm. They, led by Colonel Jonathan Steadfast, saw the Russian AI robots as a threat to mankind's autonomy. In the Siberian expanse, the battleground was drawn. Zira, adorned with brass and gears, stood with luminous eyes, while Vesper, glowing with electric brilliance, echoed the spirit of innovation. In this chaotic skirmish, alongside the Russian AI robots, were alien allies. Zorix, the Stellar Sage, and Thalos, the Cosmic Sentinel, joined the Mechanical Warriors. Their presence, an alliance born of shared ideals, amplified the clash of ideologies. Amidst bullets and sparks, the winds carried whispers of history. The conflict surged, a symphony of gears and gunfire painting the skies, each entity fighting for their vision of the future. As the crimson dawn broke, silence engulfed.
In the quiet town of Evergreen, Lawrence Truth and Stacy Hayes were not ordinary lovers. They hailed from the distant planet Lovejoy on Pluto, a place where love was the essence of life. On Earth, they were bound by their cumbersome spacesuits, which shielded them from Earth's atmosphere, but also kept them from truly seeing each other. Only on Lovejoy could they be free. Their last day on Earth was bittersweet. They wandered through the town, hand in hand, their hearts aching with the knowledge that their time was limited. Lawrence, with his deep blue eyes hidden behind the visor, spoke softly. Stacy, our journey here has been beautiful, but we must return home. Stacy's voice, filled with longing, replied, I know, Lawrence. I want to see you as you truly are, to feel your touch without these suits. As the sun set,
I feel like I could disappear. Am I dreaming? No, I'm living in my dream.
I think about leaving sometimes.
Where would you go?
Anywhere. Just not here.
Remember me. Remember me. Remember me. I will remember you.
The humid air hung heavy over Southside Trailer Park, thick with the smell of stale cigarettes and despair. The overcast sky seemed to mirror the hopelessness that clung to every corner of this forsaken place. The rusted swing set stood motionless, a testament to forgotten laughter. Once, children played here, their joy now a distant memory, swallowed by the encroaching shadows. Each dilapidated trailer held its own secrets, but none were as sinister as Lot 13. The air around it seemed colder, the silence more oppressive. It was a place locals whispered about, a breeding ground for fear and suspicion. Stories of strange occurrences and eerie sightings kept the brave at bay. The peeling paint and boarded-up windows of Lot 13 hid a chilling truth. Behind those walls, darkness festered, waiting to be unleashed. This was the lair of a monster, a predator who stalked the shadows, preying on the vulnerable. His presence was a constant, unseen threat. He was a phantom, a whisper in the night, known only as Deity Mojo. His name was spoken in hushed tones, a legend of fear that haunted Southside. No one knew his real name, his face, or where he came from. He was a ghost, a phantom that slipped through the cracks of society. He was an enigma, a shadowy figure shrouded in mystery. His presence was felt, but never seen. Some said he was a drifter, passing through.
Lonely Child, Part 1. A Cold Start. Lawrence. Thought Truth was only 7 when his mama left and never came back. She said she was going to the store, but hours turned to days, days into weeks. All he had was her old red coat hanging on the chair and an empty cereal box on the counter. His pops? Long gone, locked up, or maybe dead, depending on who you asked. So Lawrence learned early how to make a meal out of nothing. Bread crusts, tap water. He'd sit by the window at night wondering if his mama was looking at the same stars, thinking of him. At school, he kept his head down. No lunch money, no fresh kicks, just pain tucked in deep like a letter never mailed. One day, a social worker knocked. They said, "Pack up, Lawrence. We found you a place." He thought maybe this was it. A fresh start, a new home. But when they dropped him off, it wasn't a home. It was a group house full of kids like him, lonely, forgotten, broken. And that night, as he laid on a bunk bed that creaked with every breath, he whispered to the ceiling, "I'm just a lonely child that needs someone to help me out." But nobody answered.
What would push him to become one of the most powerful gangsters in America? Picture this. It's 1920, and alcohol has just been banned across America. For criminals like Luciano, it's the opportunity of a lifetime. During Prohibition, Luciano partnered with Jewish gangsters like Meyer Lansky and Benjamin Bugsy Siegel, robbed liquor warehouses, and sold stolen booze to speakeasies.
This didn't start in the house. It started in a graveyard, a place where a girl was buried after she died. Suddenly, that night, the ground opened. Something came out. Not a ghost, not a shadow, a body that should have been forgotten. It stood up, changed, and walked away. That same night, a man stopped on the road to help a stranger.
Why are you standing on the road at this time of night?
I was robbed. Everything I had, they took it from me.
Get in! Now! Now!
She entered his car, sat quietly. Then,
these days, we all need to be very careful. The world is wicked.
You can use this.
Then, got close. Too close. She touched him, and from that moment, he was no longer himself.
I will take you to my house.
If you want more shocking, real-life stories that will leave you speechless, subscribe to our channel.
The story continues, and it's getting more intense.
Who is she?
She's the woman I want to marry.
What? What about Ivy? Your fiancée?
Follow me.
His family noticed immediately. Something was wrong, but it was already too late.
Something is wrong. This is not him.
So, you don't know me?
No, I don't. Anita? Which Anita?
The one you killed last year.
Yesterday he was riding through Baton Rouge with money. Windows down, music loud, pockets heavy, everybody knew his name. They called him Lil Dre, a young dude from the South who got it fast. Too fast. Every night was lit. Bottles on the table, cash in his hands, people all around him. It looked like love, but it wasn't. Cause everybody ain't your people. Dre ain't see it at first. The same ones hyping him up, laughing, was really watching, waiting. He started moving different, trusting the wrong words, ignoring the right signs, bad deals, missed calls, wrong energy creeping in. He thought it would never stop, thought he was untouchable. Then one night, everything went quiet. Money dried up. The place stopped hitting. His phone stopped ringing. And the same people who said, I got you, disappeared. No calls back, no help, no nothing. Now he's sitting in that same car he used to ride through the city in. Seat leaned back, rain tapping on the windows, staring at the ceiling, trying to figure out where it all went wrong. Yesterday, he had it all. Today, he got nothing but thoughts. Rise or fall, you decide. But what really happened that night in Baton Rouge, that's a whole different story.